Hey Shelby Bells, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in for another video. In today's video, you guys, we're going to be talking about Jeffree Star because something fishy is going on here, okay? There is this young man on TikTok, I think he identifies as a man, and on TikTok that went on a little rant about Jeffree Star, accusing him of all kinds of things, calling him a narcissist, saying he hangs out with a good friend named Tina, and if you know the slang world, you already know what Tina is, girl. And basically that like he's putting Boom, his makeup artist and friend, in danger. Lots of things, you know, just basically trying to expose Jeffree Star. And I have some thoughts about it. So if you're interested in hearing more about that drama, make sure that you keep on watching. Okay guys, so I haven't talked about Jeffree in a long time, and that's because Jeffree has been staying out of the drama. Like, there's not been much drama with Jeffree Star, none that I thought is worthy of really a video at least. And so I haven't talked about him in a long time, but I think when I saw this on Instagram, I was like, okay, I have to make a video about this because this is like really, first of all, these are some serious allegations and I have some thoughts on it, especially after the fact that I actually saw Jeffree Star in person. I met him, we didn't hang out, but I kind of like saw how he moved, saw like, you know, the crowd around him and felt the energy, felt the vibe. And so I have like a better opinion, I think, about the entire situation with Jeffree Star than I did before that. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll you what this guy said. I'm gonna be honest, you guys, I don't know this guy's name. I don't know his name. I'm sorry. If you know this guy's name, let me know in the comment section down below. He looks like a little beauty guru, you know, has his makeup all done and everything. And he was friends with Boomkack Mua, who, if you're not caught up on that drama, that is like Jeffree's main makeup artist and friend. He's always with Jeffree. When I met Jeffree, he was with Jeffree, as well as Hair by Jay was with Jeffree. And it seems like he's just part of the Jeffree Star kind of crew. So I'm gonna roll you the clip of this guy and what he had to say, so roll it.
There's shady shit going down at Star Ranch that needs to be talked about. I met Jeffree in November of 2021 when I was invited to visit the ranch. When I arrived, Nadine, the assistant, was supposed to pick me up from the airport, never showed. So I had to buy a $120 Uber from Casper International Airport to the ranch, which is like 20 minutes outside Casper. And then when my Uber arrived, wasn't even allowed up his private road, so I had to walk the half mile up to the gates of Star Ranch, and then from there up to his house. But this was my one opportunity to take photos of the property, as there's no phones when Jeffree's around. The gates of Star Ranch, further up the road, and you can clearly see I'm not in a fucking car, I'm walking. It literally took me 30 minutes to walk up. Not many people know this, but Jeffree's not the only house that lives on that private road either. Jeffree's very intimidating to meet for the first time. He needs constant appraisal or else he turns hostile. I literally wasted all my time. I'm gonna have to make a take photos of the property, as there's no phones when Jeffree's around. The gates of Star Ranch, further up the... Hi guys. So before I even had a chance to speak about my experiences on Star Ranch, I got a little present from our friend, Miss Jeffree Lynn. My very own cease and desist letter. I'm not scared of the truth. I know what went on, and I'm not afraid to bring that to light for everybody else. And here's something that not a lot of people know about, but back in 2020, when Jeffree got canceled for the first time, there's a reason he got canceled, and it's because of the influencers that are out here in LA, and the IG influencers, because they got a hold of a little bit of information that wasn't released to the public, and those bridges that he had in LA were burned, and they pushed that whole cancellation forward for him and made that a whole thing, and that info didn't even get released to the public. He was canceled on stuff that wasn't even not even under the surface of what was going on. But that's a different story, because what we're talking about today is why he fled from LA to Wyoming to try and be relevant again and hide from his little past things that he had going on. And I can tell you that the drug abuse, the exploitation, the narcissism is so rampant on that ranch. It's mind-boggling. It's scary that after everything that's gone on, this is still allowed because he can buy a mansion in the middle of nowhere and just have people cater to him still. It's mind-blowing. And everybody knows about Jeffree's best friend. And I'm not talking about my ex-best friend, Boom. I'm talking about Jeffree's best friend, Tina, who's the reason why all of his bridges in LA are burned, why he had to flee to a ranch to be able to do what he wants and not get called out for it anymore. The way he would put my friend Boom in danger to be able to have his fix, I will never be able to forgive or forget. The situations that he was put in is criminal. It's wrong, and it disgusts me to this day. And before any of you try to call me out or question the validity of what I'm talking about, I'll leave you with a little bit more proof of my connections to Jeffree. This was me when I visited Jeffree's warehouse to help him clean it out because he was closing that one down to move his warehousing to where they manufacture his products in Denver, and I was sent home with my little goodie bag. Boom literally took this picture of me, literally behind the scenes, packing everything up to ship it to the Denver location. The way he would put my friend Boom in danger to be...
I had to put on TikTok today, and I'm just going to say it before everyone makes 10,000 fake stories about it. No, all jokes aside, I think that moving forward, healing, and mending things with people from your past is very important. So I hung out with an old friend, if you will, and we had a...
Pause to read, because what you just saw was the cease and desist plea I received from Jeffree Cohen, Star's attorney, on April 26th. The plea is saying refrain from speaking out any further to prevent legal action. Now let me put out some facts. I am not under an NDA. Nothing that I am saying or doing is illegal. I am speaking the truth in my experiences that have happened to me firsthand. This being said, this is not my first attempt at speaking out and telling the truth. You can guess it was drawn up and sent out on April 22nd after I made my first TikToks trying to tell of my experiences. Those TikToks are no longer up. I have made a total of 5 TikToks, 2 of which remain. Now, unfortunately for me and Boom are no longer on good terms, and once he saw those TikToks, he alerted Jeffree. I do not believe that he is in a safe situation right now. He has detailed so many horrible things that have happened to him since going out and being on that ranch. It's overwhelming the amount of people that have reached out and confided in me with stories that are unspeakable regarding this man and how he's treated them and things that he's done to them. I'm not afraid to speak out on behalf of Boom, since he can't do it himself. I understand a lot of you are not happy with the way I have been having to release information of telling my experiences and the experiences of those two, but you have to understand that the situation I'm in requires me to do it this way. I'm scared for my old friend. Jeffree will stop at nothing to get what he wants in his fix, including endangering anyone around him. Tina used to arrive at Jeffree's by a guy named Switch, who would drop her off. Late one night in the beginning of January, Boom called me crying because Jeffree had a meltdown when he could no longer get a hold of Switch. He forced Boom to drive to a warehouse 2 hours outside of Casper in a town called Gillette. Boom called me sobbing the entire drive because he was so scared. It was freezing that night, and when Boom finally arrived, he was harassed. The 2 men at the warehouse made homophobic and racist remarks regarding Boom, his sexual orientation, and where he's from in Mexico. I might have time, but I'm going to tell my stories on live so they can't be deleted. Those 2, but you have to understand.
Okay, you guys, that's a lot to unpack. There's so many allegations in there. It started off fairly mild by just calling Jeffree like rude and like, you know, saying that Jeffree didn't follow up on his plans to have somebody pick him up from the airport, which is not cool. If you say you're going to pick somebody up from the airport, you definitely should follow through with that, especially if the airport is, you know, that far away from the place that you live. And then you know, mentioning the fact that then the Uber that he took couldn't go up the private road, so then he had to walk all the way to the house and nobody was sitting down to get him and all that stuff. And those are like, honestly, if that happened with this guy, I'm going to give it to him. That's kind of a valid gripe. Both of those are valid gripes. I would understand being frustrated if you are flown out or you fly out to meet somebody, and then they are supposed to have arranged transportation for you, and then that transportation is not there. I would understand that being a gripe for you. I would also understand if when you arrive to somebody's house who happens to live in a gated community or off a private road or something like that, and then the Uber not being granted access to go back to the actual property, I would understand that being a gripe too. But also, I think that if the Uber was supposed to be dropping you off at the house, the Uber would be granted access to the road to get to the house. That just seems like that would make sense to me. I don't know, but so that's a little weird to me. But regardless, if that's what happened and that was the situation, then I think that this is both of those are valid gripes. They're valid reasons to be a little annoyed. And I think that if that were to have happened to me as well, it probably would have made my perception of Jeffree be that he was being rude or whatever as well. And I'm just being honest about that. Now, after that, that's when things start getting a little weird, okay? That's when things start getting a little weird, because after that, then he starts going on and on and on about how Jeffree, the reason that Jeffree had to leave LA, and it wasn't because of the scandal that happened, it was about some big secret that influencers in LA knew about Jeffree, and they were gonna expose him, and so he had to flee the state. That was what this guy claims. And what the guy is insinuating is that Jeffree Star happens to be very good friends with someone named Tina. Now, if you are hip to any kind of drug slang, then you will know that Tina actually means crystal meth. So this person is now accusing Jeffree Star of being a user of crystal meth, which is a very, very harsh accusation. It is defamatory. It is slander if it comes out to be not true. And the fact that this guy has just kind of straight up said that can be seen as defamatory. Now, after this guy started talking about this stuff, Jeffree allegedly sent a cease and desist to this guy to tell him to stop talking about me. What you're saying is slanderous. What you're saying is not good. And if you don't stop talking, then there will be legal action. That's what a cease and desist is. And the guy basically said, well, screw your cease and desist. I didn't sign an NDA, so I'm going to be like a canary and I'm going to sing, girl. And that's what he was doing. So he kept on with it. He went on this huge rant about, how Jeffree Star is putting people in danger by his addiction to his friend Tina and all of these things. And, if you want, you watched the video, you already heard all that, right? If you want to know my opinion on it all day long, okay, this is just what it seems like to me. This guy said that he was friends with Boom, and now he's no longer friends with Boom. I don't think that this is really about, Jeffree Star at all. I think this is about this guy seeing that his friendship with Boom is over and seeing Boom doing so well, and then this is really about Boom and this other guy. I don't think it has anything to do with Jeffree at all. I think that this guy, because I don't know his name, I'm sorry, again, let me know in the comment section down below if you know this guy's name. I think that this is about this guy being upset that his friendship with Boom is over. Wow, guys, so I saw this on Instagram. One of you guys sent me this receipt, and it looks like Boom is claiming that he actually never even knew this kid. So I don't know. Maybe this guy, I don't know. It's kind of fishy. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. But apparently Boom doesn't even know this guy. And now trying to kind of mess up stuff or be act weird towards Jeffree, because it seems like now Jeffree is really close with Boom. But also Boom works for Jeffree, but I think they have an actual friendship too. So I think that that's kind of what it is here. I think it's pretty transparent, even in the way that he was saying things now, unfortunately, I'm not friends with Boom anymore. And he said and then he said something about and I'm not talking about Boom, Jeffree's makeup artist, and my former friend. I'm talking about his other friend, Tina. And so it's just kind of very transparent to me that it seems like this guy is just upset that he had a falling out with his friend, and now his friend is best friends with this larger than life personality and very problematic, very polarizing figure that is Jeffree Star. That's what it seems like to me. I don't know. There's a lot of accusations in here. There's accusations that Boom went to, that Boom was sent to drive 2 hours outside of Casper, Wyoming to grab more of Tina for Jeffree, and that was very scary, and he was scared for his life and stuff. That's what this guy is accusing him of. Just lots of, honestly, defamatory, slanderous stuff. And listen, I want to make this clear. I'm not here to defend Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star can defend himself. Jeffree Star does not need me, my channel, to defend him, okay? And I'm also not saying that all this stuff happened. I'm saying neutral in this. But if I'm being honest, it does seem like this guy is reaching, and he's kind of making some stuff up just because he's upset that his friendship with Boom fell apart, and now Jeffree is super close to this larger than life, now that Boom is super close to Jeffree, who is a super polarizing, larger than life figure. It just kind of seems that way to me. I don't know. It's giving me those vibes, especially since this was came out of nowhere. Another angle that I saw you guys talking about in the comment section was this a publicity stunt? Because literally the next day after this scandal hit, Jeffree launched his banana fetish yellow palette, yellow collection that he just launched. So was this all a setup and something that was used to garner some, some chatter about Jeffree, to get people talking about Jeffree, to in turn, make them see the palette and the collection as when it was dropped, and maybe get some traffic towards the website for the launch. That's not a strange concept to happen in the beauty world. We have seen it a million times before, where influencers will, start up some drama right before a launch. And Jaclyn Hill, she's a big, offender of that. And so a lot of people are saying that this is all fake, that he did this, he was behind all this to garner up some traffic for the launch of Banana Fetish. And if that's the case, then girl, we've seen it a million times, and I think it's getting a little tired at this point, isn't it? I think it's getting a little tired to drum up fake drama right before your launch to help it sell, but that is the name of the game, and that is what sells, and we've seen it happen a million times before. So I don't know. I don't know, guys, what do you think about this? Do you think that this guy is just a disgruntled ex-friend? Do you think there's any validity to his claims? Do you think that this is all fake for views? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about all this drama. I'd love to hear from you. And that's going to be it for today's video, you guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel down below. Don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified of all my future videos when they do post. Remember, all Shelby bells ring the bell. And yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, YouTube should be suggesting a couple more down here for you to choose from, so I'd love it if you did that. And aside from that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.